Well, the weather today is just fantastic. So it brings us to warmer places in our mind. So what better to do than make some Indonesian lemper. So let's start making lemper and tell you how we make it. And this is how we're going to start our recipe and baking of lemper, Indonesian lemper. This chicken, it's about a kilo chicken, and it's from Costco. It's $5.99, and it's a rotisserie chicken. Now they sell the rotisserie chicken for I think $7.99, and then the next day they put it in a section where you can buy the one from the day before that is reduced with $2. So that's what we do. Chicken is it's a roasted seasoned chicken, but doesn't matter because we're gonna take the skin off and everything and then debone it. So it doesn't really matter that it's seasoned, because after we put it in our stuff, you will notice it was seasoned anyway. So, and why buy a chicken for $7-8? Then you spend an hour to cook it or whatever, then you end up with the same result. So these chickens are $5.70 per kilo. So this is just over a kilo, which is good enough for us. Next thing that Erika does is she debones the chicken. Okay, here are the bones. Now you can use the bones, of course, for making some chicken stock. Depends on what you want to do yourself. And so here is the chicken meat that she's going to use for the lemper. Next we do the chicken. Now there's two ways. You can just pull the pieces, basically, you know, that you have little slivers. Okay, that's what the real people say. You have to pull the chicken, you know, or you can do the easy way, which is I just get a knife and I'll just cut it in little pieces. You do not want it in fine stuff, because when you eat it you want to taste the chicken. So don't pulverize the chicken, you know. See, I have little bits and pieces here, like that, you know. So that should be good enough. And remember, there is no wrong or right. Now, this is how Erika's mother would do it. She would pull the chicken in little slivers, right? And if she saw me doing this, I think she would jump up and down out of her grave, you know, and I would cut this in pieces. She'd say, "Ah, Hank, what you doing? That's not how you're supposed to do it." Yeah, well, it all comes in my stomach, and you know where it goes then after the stomach, right? Good job. As you notice, I did pull some because I don't want to get in trouble with those who have left us, and in my dreams suddenly they come up and they say, "Hank, how come you didn't pull the chicken?" It's like pulled pork almost, right? I said, "Well, because it takes me too long. But Ma, just to make you happy, I pulled some. But then I also cut them, okay?" Well, okay. Make sure that you take all the bones out, because you do not want to have somebody eating your lemper and suddenly go like, okay? So don't do that. Look how much chicken we got. Look, you know, by hand compared to the bowl. And that for $5.99. It is just incredible, okay?
The best chicken from Costco.
There you go, best chicken from Costco. So we're using some sweet rice. So this is a 2-kilo bag sweet rice that we use. Then we pre-soak the rice for about an hour or two in a rice steamer. So the rice soaking for about 2 hours at least, so it becomes nice and soft. This is sweet rice, okay?
Alright, so we're at the end stages of pre-soaking the sweet glutinous rice. I'm rinsing it for the last time. I've pre-soaked it for nearly 2 hours. It's ready to go. And I add, instead of what I normally do, I go with my finger. Normally the rice, the water comes up to here, but now I bring it, my whole finger has to disappear in it. The reason is that this is glutinous rice, wheat rice, which really expands more, is more sticky, and more water is what you want. So I'm just going to add a little bit more and stir this with my hand in, then smoothen it out. Last but not least is my salt. Where is my salt? Is my salt? I will probably give one. I eyeball it 2, 3. You have to season it. Stir it gently in. And I think we're pretty much there. And it's ready to be cooked.
So you're going to put in your steamer now?
Now it goes into my steamer. It's super heavy. Oy.
That's an old steamer.
It probably weighs more than me. Happy journey for the rice to do its best.
This is a big steamer because we had a lot of kids. We're having here about 3 to 4 big onions chopped up. We chop up about 15 cloves of garlic.
15 cloves of finely chopped garlic added to the translucent onions that are already halfway there cooked. So to that we add some very finely grated ginger. Not too much, maybe a teaspoon at the most. Very finely, because you don't want big chunks, you just want that little kick there in there.
So like Erika says, we're grating now some ginger very fine. Here's the ginger, here's the grater, and away we go.
And ginger has many wonderful benefits for people with high blood pressure. It's wonderful for your digestive system, and it's awesome to eat that every day somehow in your digestive system.
Next, we use 2 chicken
Bouillon.
So we're using 2 tablets of the chicken bouillon that I just showed you.
Not yet, because there's more stuff coming. That's why it is important. So to the mixture of onions, garlic, and ginger, we add also a really generous teaspoon of trassi.
Here's a trassi. They call it also like shrimp paste.
Or belacan.
Belacan shrimp paste.
And the reason why I like this one, it's nice and soft. You don't have to roast it, or it eventually will mix in beautiful with your bumbo paste that you are forming here in the wok. This mixture comes right now a generous teaspoon of cumin, a generous teaspoon of coriander. Then there's turmeric, generous teaspoon and a half of turmeric, and a little bit of a regular curry. It gives it that little je ne sais quoi. I like it. It just maybe 2 little teaspoons, and that's it. I eyeball everything. And a little bit of sea salt that I always use in most of my cooking, to taste, not too much. Always, you can always add more. That's been my mantra with everything, especially when it comes to salt. At our age, you have to really watch. And low sodium is always good. Cooking is miraculous. I call this the miraculous. Look how creamy it is.
Can you show that again? What you got there? Your blikje? Your tin? So that's your coconut milk?
From Dollarama for $1.25, and it's the best coconut milk I have ever cooked with, and I've cooked for what, some 50 years. It complements your cooking. It has a wonderful flavor. It's your mixture which you want for the lumper because you don't want it watery, and you want this to cook in beautifully, which I always get such good results. Now, of course, you want to use it up as much as you can and not waste anything. So sugar is essential. In most Indonesian cooking we always add a little bit of sugar. I'm doing about 2-3 generous teaspoons to taste. Some people like it sweeter, some people don't. It's up to you.
Do not add too much of this in there, okay? In fact, do not put this at all in there because you'll be spending some time in the washroom if you have too much of this. So don't add Metamucil in it.
Yay for Metamucil!
We have here Erika's stuff that she put together, remember? The onions, garlic, ginger and blah blah blah, and all the spices. Here we see some of the ingredients that Erika used. Coconut milk. Then we see the shrimp paste or belacan. You see there's two different ones, but it's exactly the same. Then we have cumin, coriander, turmeric, regular curry, some sea salt. Rice, so we didn't use all the sweet rice, we must have used 3/4 about it, so 1.5 kilos. Then of course the chicken as one of the main ingredients too.
If you look at the beginning of when I started this mixture with the coconut milk, the mixture was all the way up to here. But it's cooked in now for over an hour on a very low simmer. And it's reduced to half of it. And it's beautiful and nice and thick. And to that mixture comes the superstar, which hangs beautifully, finely
chopped, shredded, you name it.
Chicken, which is just gorgeously done. And to that, I'm going to change my tools because this is my trusted old ladle.
And if you mix that, it's going to be yellow forever.
So, fold it in gently. So I'm now probably, I would say, at least an hour and 10 minutes in the process of cooking this wonderful mixture. I've already tasted the mixture and it's exactly how I like it. I don't think I need to add anything to it. We're pretty much there. So now, the chicken is going to cook into this mixture, because by the time I'm done, and I'm doing another hour of low and slow simmer. Low and slow is always the way to go with lemper. It's a very patient job, but you know what? Before you know it, it's done. So we're just, as you can tell, this wonderful, very thickened mass of coconut and onions and garlic and trussi and ginger and cilantro, coriander, cumin, turmeric, all of that now is mixed in, and this will go for another close to an hour of checking from time to time, stirring from time to time, so that it doesn't burn into the pan, because remember, it's now a very thickened mixture, which means that you have to watch that it doesn't stick to the bottom of your pan and then becomes burned. So that's why I'm going to even reduce it more because it's still bubbling. So this part now basically has done its part. Now it just needs to cook it in. So this mixture is pretty much done. I'm happy with it. It's going to now settle while the rice is cooking. I'm ending this process. It needs to cool off. It's completely thickened in. You can tell there's no sauce left.
Nice
And I'm very happy with the process of this mixture. So it's stopped. And now we're going to let it rest and wait for the rice to cook.
You go like, what's that? Well, there's 3 aluminum pans here. That's how we will be showing you how we make a lemper. Here you see how they do it in Indonesia. They wrap it in banana leaves and then they close it at the ends with a little bamboo stick. I think that's too much work. When you have as many kids as we've got, you can make hundreds of them and they all just yum 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 and they're gone. So we just put them in here and that's how we do it. Now here we see the result of the sticky rice that we're going to use, and Erika will be using that to put it in these aluminum foil pans that she sprayed with some spam oil. Okay, although it says these are non-sticking pans, so you never know, because this is sticky rice.
You can start spreading it out because I'm making the bottom first.
Okay.
Because now this is going to get hard very fast.
Okay, so we're pushing this all down. You got to act pretty fast because it's get hard, otherwise
Very
it's fast. And you will push it to the side too.
How are you
Okay.
doing there?
Doing fine.
A little bit more.
No, go for
All
the
the way
side.
up to the side like this.
So we're going to the sides too. See that? As you see, we go to the side. So it has a little rim to it. Make sure this is not too thick at the bottom.
Going to one.
Okay, spread it out.
And sort of dividing it up between the 3 of them. So I might put more in there once I know how much I exactly have. Because it's so much easier than making personal little portions and roll it up and put it in saran wrap. That's so much work.
And especially when you have so many kids, they just gobble it up and...
It's gone in seconds.
So she's spreading it out, all of it, and then we'll put another layer of the sticky rice on top. And that should be it.
I think I'm going to just divide all of this between the 3 of them, so that there is equal parts to everything. And there's plenty of filling.
Now we're going to close it off with some of the sticky rice on the top.
Just dividing it up.
See, the pot is all empty and she's got it exactly figured out here what to use and how much.
And no, it's really coming down, isn't it? Jeez.
And here is the end result. One of them, just for you guys.
So, 3 batches for 3 different meals down the road. But you don't want to, when I cook lemper, you should eat it within 3 months. You
Because
put
they
it in
all
the
go
freezer.
to the freezer.
Yeah, it goes in the freezer, but
This is one of the reasons you do not want to use too much a white plastic spoon, because it becomes yellow because of the turmeric. So you want to use a metal spoon that's easier to take off, because this you will not get it off anymore. Well, we have the 3 boxes full. That'll be for 3 days for the total price of about $14 of all the food and the foil pans together. So I would say bon appetit, eet smakelijk, selamat makan, and well, what do we say here in Canada?
enjoy your meal.
Enjoy your meal. Oh, that doesn't sound as romantic as selamat makan or eat smakelijk or bon appetit.